So here's the list of your assignments for today. Now, I already have the class recordings here. This is from the morning that we did, but I kind of didn't like the way they came out. They kind of came out real fuzzy. So that's why I'm going to redo another one. So on the top, after we're done with our class, you'll see the sessions here. When you click the session right there, you have to double click it twice. So you double click it twice and then it'll pop up. It'll be there. You double click it and it'll be there, the sessions. Here's what we're gonna do for math today. I gave you guys some videos to help you with division because some people were having trouble. So you have 4 videos here. Here's the basic one. This is for beginners in case you're still having trouble with it. This one here is for long division. And then I gave you 2 other ones that teachers made. So you have this one here. And I recommend that when you watch these videos to help you for division, that you work it out in your journals to help you understand what's going on. So you work it out with them. You can pause and rewind it. That's the 3rd video. And this one where it says division help, it's the same thing, but you can see that they use different sayings. Like for us, I use with us dribble my super basketball carefully. Like in this example here, this guy, he uses dad, mom, sister, brother, and Rover, their dog Rover. That's what he uses to help remember the steps, but they're very similar to us. So you have those 4 videos there to help you out because like I know like some people like Deidre, Emmy, you guys had some trouble with division, so I figured these videos would help you. And then I do want to apologize for the confusion here. Yesterday I meant to say 2 ribbons, not medals. It kind of depends on IXL because I had some of your parents ask me, well, how long does it take for them to get the medal? Well, if you're real good at it, like if you caught on to the concept, you'll get your medal pretty quick. If you're struggling with it, if you're having some issues with division, it's going to take you longer because what IXL does is it adjusts to you. So if you're doing well, you'll finish faster. If you're struggling, you know, it's going to take you longer. So it all depends on you, on how well you're doing with the particular topic. So today for math, let me show you. When you click on IXL, so this is for everybody. Everybody could already do it right now already. You go to IXL, click the link, and then you're going to sign into your student account. So do that first. Let me go ahead and sign into the student's account. So after you signed in, right? So this is your login screen. After you signed in, you're going to go back to assignments and you're going to click on the red one. Today we're working on the red, D4. Don't do the blue. The blue, I'll have it for my Discovery kids. So the kids that go see Mr. Ron Head, you guys work on the blue. Everybody else, you'll be here in the red. You'll click the link and then you'll automatically be sent to the topic. But first be sure you're signed in. Like that's why I told you sign in first, then go back to Google Docs and then click it. And then you could already start working on your topic. Okay? Now, don't work on it yet, but just be sure that you're signed in already right now. Because we're gonna do an example together first before you start working on this. For science, there was a lot of you that did not turn in your assignment from yesterday, right here. So I'm going to show you how to get your assignment from here. So when it's time for science, I'm going to need you to do this first before you can do the assignment for today. Now, some of you already did your assignment, so you only have one to do, the one for today. But let me show you again for the assignment for today. For science, so you can get caught up, you're going to click right here where it says Education Galaxy. You're going to sign in. Remember, your Education Galaxy logins are the UT and then the number. My homeroom is OU and the number, but you guys are UT. So I'll put UT1, and your passwords are all the same. So when I signed in, you're gonna go to assignments. You're gonna click on science, and you're gonna click right here where it says show all assignments. Because if you notice, look, when I click on science, nothing pops up, right? That's why after you click science, you're gonna click show assignments, and you'll see your 2 assignments right here. They'll be overdue because they should have been done. You'll click this one here because that's gonna pop up with your video first. You'll get this, start assignment, and then do your video. Once you're done, you'll click next. You're gonna do the same thing. Go to assignments, science, show all assignments, and now you're gonna do your second one. Now for this assignment, you need to be sure that you get an 80 or higher. That's what that 80 is there for. It doesn't mean that you finished it. It just means that you got to get a passing goal of an 80. So you'll click it. You don't have to watch the video because that's what the first session was, the first assignment. So you can already start playing your games. You can pick whichever game you want, and you can start answering the questions. There's only 10 of them. So be sure that you watch the video, you take down good notes, and you answer the questions correctly as best as you can. Then you'll be done. So that's to get you caught up for yesterday's assignment. Let me show you today's work. Today's work for science, you have a playlist. I'm going to click on EduSmart. I'm going to sign in. And then when I sign in, here's today's assignment. Classifying matter. Don't worry about density. Don't worry about the investigation. You need to turn these later on, but if you have it like this student, if you have these here, then don't worry about these. The one that I need today is this one, classifying matter. That's why in the Google Doc, I took a screenshot and I put that's the one that you work on, classifying matter. Okay? Because I don't want to hear people ask me like 2 minutes later, sir, what do we do? I'm explaining this to you. So you're gonna go there, you're gonna work on your playlist. Here's what you have. You're gonna have a video, then a review. The video on maths, we did this one already. So we've already watched these videos, but you're gonna watch them again. You're gonna do the reviews. The reviews are like 3 questions. Video, review. Video, review. Here are the videos we watched yesterday. Thermal conductors and conductors and insulators of electricity. So video, review, video, review. Now here's the new part. You're gonna have 2 science labs. Okay, you're gonna have 2 science labs. You're gonna need to do these 2 science labs, and then at the end, you're gonna have a quiz for science. It's only a 10-question quiz. And then that's it. That's your science playlist. Okay? So this is the one that's due today. The one I was showing you earlier is the one due for that should have been done yesterday. Okay? So that's going to be your work for today. So let's go ahead and do an example here. So I have your notebooks out. You can label it number 13, and we're going to be drawing pictures and working out this division problem together. So I'm going to show you 2 get charts. I'm going to show you how a get chart would look like if the groups is missing, and I'm going to show you a get chart how it's missing for the each. So in this problem, you'll see that one of them is going to be missing, and then after this, I'll show you the other get chart for the other one. Anyhow, let's go ahead and get this started. Okay, so it says number 13. There are 848 people getting on board the Memphis Belle. How many rows of seats are needed for every person to sit? So if you look at this chart that's here, the Memphis Belle is right there. Okay, so there's the Memphis Belle. I don't care about this one that says Willie because it's not mentioned in the story. In the story, I just care about Memphis Belle. So for it says 4 riders per row. There's that word per. If you remember from yesterday, I told you that in your get charts, these are clue words. The word per and each. If you see these words, that means it's time for your get chart. And we see it right here. So I'm gonna need my get chart right now in a bit. But right here in the first sentence, it says there are 848 people getting on board the Memphis Belle. So this 848 people, we're gonna draw a picture. I'm not gonna draw individually 848 people. What's gonna be drawn here is gonna be a total box. So I'm gonna draw a total box here. Callie, I hope we're writing this down, mija. And we're gonna put 848. Now I'm gonna make my get chart over here. Here's my get chart. My groups. My each with a number 1. And the T for total. I'm also gonna be putting the symbols on top of groups is division. On top of each is division. And on top of the T is total. So if you look over here in the chart with the little boy, there's that word per. And the reason why I circle it is because I'm going to cross it out and replace it with the number 1. That means for 1 row. So when I read it again, I'm going to read it like this in my head. 4 riders in 1 row. I'm going to make a little sentence. I'm going to put a little star. I'm going to write a sentence that in 1 row, it's going to equal 4 riders. Okay, that's what I'm writing down. I'll give you some time to catch up. Yes. It's a T for total. Oh, right here next to E is a number 1. I put a number 1 and I circle it. So again, to recap the story, it says there are 848 people getting on board the Memphis Belle. How many rows of seats are needed for every person to sit? So I know 848, that's the total people right here. That's why I drew a total box. I saw the word per, so that's a clue for me to use my get chart. It's get time. So here's my get chart. I made this sentence. 1 row equals 4 riders. Where did I get this 1? Because of the word per. Per and each means 1. So really it's telling me that 1 row equals 4 riders. So back to my picture, I'm going to go ahead and draw 1 row. I'm going to draw a little square. This is 1 row. And I'm going to draw an arrow to show that 4 people can get in 1 row. Just like that. That's what I added to my picture. Now, before I read the question again, the question is this last part where it says how many. Before I read this, I'm going to try to put this information inside my get chart. Okay, so I'm going to try to fill it. I'm going to try to fill in the gaps. So in my get chart, where do you guys think 848 will go? Do you think 848 will go in the groups, in the each, or in the total? What do you guys think? Yeah. 848 people is going to be my total. So I'm going to fill it in here. 848 people in my total box. So now I got to figure out, okay, where am I going to put this? Where am I going to put the 1 row and the 4 riders? Well, will it be in the group or in the each? Now, Kayla asked earlier, what was that next to the letter E? And I told her it was a number 1. The reason why we put a number 1 next to each is because that tells us in every story, it tells us how many is in one group, how many is in one person. How many for, like I said, one group? So, and that's why I wrote this sentence down. One row equals 4 writers. And when you read the story, how it says 4 writers per row, that's a clue. That's one. So they already gave me the each. So the story's telling me in the each slot, I need to put 4 writers or 4 people. I'll go ahead and put people. Four people. And if you look, I already filled in my each, I already filled in the total. So now I'm missing my groups. And the groups in this story are going to be the rows. That's what I'm missing. And look at that. I need to divide. And when you read your question, Callie, look at the question. It says, how many rows? So it's already telling me the clue that I'm missing the rows for the story. How many seats needed for every person to sit? So I got to divide. So this is how your picture will look like if you're missing the groups. I'm going to put a to be continued, ... And I'm going to put rows with a question mark. This is how your picture will look like in your get chart if you're missing the groups. Just like that. After this example, I'll show you how your picture will look like if you're missing the each. What will that look like? Because they're both talking about 2 different things. I'll give you some time to finish writing this out. We good? You guys have more time to write this out. So now I'm going to divide. I'm going to get 848 divided by 4. Let me make my checklist. Dribble my super basketball carefully. This means to divide, multiply, subtract, bring down, and check my work. And I can't forget my satellite dish. What number am I going to make my dominoes of? Four. The number outside of the house tells me my dominoes. I'm going to do dominoes of 4. I'm going to start with 4 times 0. That's a 4, by the way, not a 9. My pen just wrote incorrectly. 4 times 1, 4. 4 times 2 equals 8. 4 times 3 is 12. 4 times 4 equals 16. And then 4 times 5 is 20. I'll give you some time to catch up from there. Give me a thumbs up on the screen once you're caught up, and then I'll proceed forward. All right, so now we're going to take it 1 digit at a time. I'm going to go ahead and underline the 8. That's what I'm going to look at first. So I need to figure out, okay, what number times 4 can give me 8? So when I look at my numbers here, the closest number that I can get to 8 is right here, 4 times 2. So I'm going to circle it. I'm going to put a triangle on the 2 and put it on the roof. So I'm going to give it a check mark. Check. Done. Then I'm going to multiply. I'm going to multiply 2 times 4, which is 8. Check, I'm done. Then we subtract 8 minus 8, 0. We're done. Now I'm going to bring down the 4. Check. So now I'm going to check my new division problem. I have 4 divided by 4. So in other words, you should ask yourself, what number times 4 can equal 4? And the answer is right here in your dominoes. 4 times 1 equals 4. So I'm going to put a triangle on the 1. Put it on the roof. I just divided. Check. Now I'm going to multiply. 1 times 4 is 4. I subtract. 4 minus 4, 0. I already multiplied. I subtracted. My next step is to bring down the 8. So we have that already done. So now my new division problem is 8 divided by 4. So I need to think, what number times 4 can give me 8? Right here again, 2. So I put the 2 on the roof. Check, I divided. Now I'm going to multiply. 2 times 4 is going to give me 8. Check. Now I subtract. 8 minus 8, 0. I already subtracted. There's nothing left to bring down no more. So I put an X. Now I'm done. 212 is my quotient. So that means I was missing my rows. So there's 212 rows. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. So that's what your picture is going to look like when you're missing the rows. The groups, I should say. When you're missing the groups. So are we good? Can you give me a thumbs up so I can erase this? Alright. So I'm going to go ahead and erase this. Now we're going to make another get chart, and I'm going to show you this get chart, what it looks like if you're missing the each. I'm going to use the same number, so we're going to put 848 people here in the total. In the groups, we're going to put, let's say there's 4 rows already in the groups. So we're missing the each. Here's how your picture will look, and look how it's different. So I'm going to do my total box again. 848 people. Here are the 4 rows this time. So this time I already know my groups. What I don't know is how many people are in the rows. That's what I don't know. So if you're ever missing your each, when you guys do your stories, when you're reading your story problems, if you're missing each, it's going to be right there. This is how your picture will look like. You see how it's different than the other one that we did? So that's how your get chart and your picture will look like if you're missing each. So you just got to read the story and they'll tell you what you're missing. You good to go? Simple, no? Okay. So this is what I want everyone to do. Everybody, once you're already done copying this down, make your way to the assignments, to the Google Docs, and everybody right here should click log into iExcel. So I want everybody to sign in first to log into IXL. You're gonna sign into IXL first. After you signed in, go back to the Google Doc. Go back to Google Docs and click on the red one. Only my Discovery kids should be clicking on the blue one. If you go in Mr. Run Ahead, you're clicking the blue one. If that's not you, you're clicking the red one. So mostly everybody should be working on this one, the one in red. Not yet, he's not here. No, well, right now you're still going to be working, but when he gets here, I'll send you to the little rooms, to the breakout rooms. So everyone should be clicking here to the red one, D4. Once you click on it, then you should already get started on it. So I want everyone to be working on here already. But also look at my screen really quick. If you get the wrong answer, don't just click got it. Read the explanation. Look at your stuff that you got wrong. Compare this to the work that you did and try to see where was your mistake so you don't get it wrong again. Because that's what a lot of you are doing. You get it wrong, you just click got it. Then you come over here, you get it wrong again, you click got it. I mean, you can't expect yourself to learn from your mistakes if you don't see what you did wrong. So if you get something wrong, look at your mistakes, compare it, and then click got it. Okay? So right now, everybody should be working on this right now.